Yo guys, and welcome back to another Let's Build. Before we get started, I'm going to show you the changes I made to the bakery. Now, I said I was going to lower the floor, and originally I was going to sink this part down here into the ground, but I decided against it, and I lowered the floor on the inside instead. So you come up here to pay or whatever. And then item frames with all the stuff that's being sold. And I also didn't know that you could do an item frame on the inside with a glass pane being here. I figured it would be blocked off from it being a block and such, but apparently it's not. Also added some signs so you know whose place is what. They've deepened the river and added gravel as like the riverbed. And I didn't extend it far yet. That'll probably come way later on. I'd probably just go over there still. And then just nothing changed here except for, the sign. Battle ready armor and swords. If you don't see it, it says right there. It's right there. That's a Kids Next Door reference. Because I watched that show. At least I used to. Before it went off the air. So, yeah. Today we're going to be building the Sawmill. That, if you've seen Reloaded Playable Games channel during the project show I did, I showed it there, but we're gonna build it here instead. So yeah, let's begin. Alright, so just like any other builds, we start off with the framework, and it's 11 wide by 16 long, and we'll throw fences underneath for the support of it because it's gonna be up in the air. And this is kind of loosely based off the sawmills in Skyrim, but not too entirely. Let's see how these are 9 high, and we'll just drag some frame over. Now doing this, I didn't remember if I put them in my other one, so I kind of just deleted those ones and left the other ones there, just in case. We'll put the floor in and everything. It's pretty basic. And ultimately decided I'll just throw these in anyway because they look right. And then I tried finding the center here, but there wasn't a center. At least I don't think, I don't know. So I had to come over off 5, and that left 4 in between those two. And that's so it's more of a support than anything else really, because there's no tree that look big in this game. The roof is really easy to do with these, and it is with stairs. You don't have to worry about messing up too much, but still, there's some problems every once in a while with them. Random blackout on the screen again. I don't know why it keeps happening. Maybe it's just because I'm doing this. Maybe it'll show up after I render it. I don't know. We'll find out though. We'll just continue on with the roof until it's completely finished. Now that we've completed the roof, it's time to go in and torch up the inside so we can begin working on the, can't think of the technical name for it, that thing, where the lumber sits and it travels down. Now I couldn't remember exactly how it sat up in this. I just sit there and mess with it for a couple minutes, and then I remembered. Do something like that. So once that was put in place, it was time to begin the support work for the saw blade itself. And again, I didn't remember exactly how this went, so I kind of sat there and played around for a moment, trying to figure it out. I think it was something similar to that. I don't know for sure, but changed up a bit to give it a little bit of a support on top. Okay, now it's time to move on to the stairs. They're just basic, cobble stairs, nothing too fancy. Because we're not a kingdom, we're just, a local settlement on the ocean front. We'll come around and add our fences for some decoration and minimal support. Because it's going to be open, so there's lots of sawdust. Watch Mr. Piggy breakdance. And then we'll move on to terraforming the backyard. Because we need a place for our stone logs to fall. Trying to figure out what I want to do. Ultimately just lay some fences off to kind of zone it so people know like this is the sawmills area. I better not trespass. If you trespass, you violate the law. If you violate the law, you'll have to pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. We'll add some logs down there and it looks like it's done. I didn't want to do planks. I tried doing. I set down some later on, but I don't know. They just don't look right. But we're gonna pretend they're cut, because that's what we do. We pretend. Because it's Minecraft. Got a few more different lengths. Let me build up that for no reason. Take breakdancing again. Trying to mess around with something, but yeah, didn't want to do it. So now it was time for walkways. Because we can't just walk on the grass all the time. We'll get muddy and dirty, and nobody wants that in their house. Now this isn't my idea of how to do walkways. I watched Shin from Yogscast build a kingdom, and he had this kind of road path, and it looks really, really cool. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it. We'll make this one a little wider for here, because this is, the main transport area. Not in front of the sawmill, it's gotta be big so they can, carry the logs up there. And have to worry about stepping on the grass and falling in the mud and getting crushed by a log. And we'll build a path over to where the freshly cut logs are, and they can pick them up from there. And we'll continue the path on down towards the blacksmith. Build it up from there. I'm trying to get a pattern for when you gotta go up a layer. It's a little bit of a pain, but eventually figured it out. Ignore my dog barking. Head over towards the bridge now. Yeah, it's time to go to the blacksmith, but I wasn't gonna bury it for the blacksmith, only because it was too narrow. So just have a normal above ground one. Because it's being buried. We'll head off to its back door to the forge itself. And then it was time to come to the other side of the bridge and continue it towards the bakery. We didn't build it too far back because there was no point, but we're not there yet. And we'll take a look around, make sure everything looks nice on the roads. Get a little aerial view going. And our finished sawmill. The roads leading out from it to the rest of the other houses here. So join me next time when I build something else. Goodbye.